Right, Dave from Chase Classic Cars. What have we got here then? Quite a bare looking Audi Quattro. It's mine, nobody else's. Although my daughter wants it. Told her she's going to have to wait until a certain day, then she can have it. If it's ever finished. What am I doing today? Well, I started yesterday. Started the day before even. The body kit's been painted, most of it. CB refinishes, Paul Bates next door, has done a brilliant job on it. Just a shame about the rest of the car. And then I've been shopping this morning, and it might not look very sexy and exciting. No, not a Passat. I had that last week, or my bus. Yeah, polypropylene sheet. Use this. Watch it. I use this for the flanges when I'm making the fiberglass moulds. So I've got fiberglass moulds I've made previously just for some of my other project cars, and then I needed a bit more, so that's a bit thicker, but I'm going to use that for flat bits, and then the thinner stuff is great for around the curved edges. So I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, MGB TT, never mind, we won't talk about that yet. So this is where I started yesterday, and of course you can't see that stuff now because I've covered it over in tooling gel coat. I have to look round the other side. It's not pretty. Any fiberglass expert people that watch this video, don't comment. I know it's not wonderful, but it does the job, so does it really matter that much? So yes, bought this from Camthorne Industrial Supplies, I think they're called, in Longton and Stoke-on-Trent. He's asked me for a Google review, so I'll do that later. Thought I'll give him a mention on here, and then it starts sponsoring me, and I won't have to pay for it anymore. I've been organised, set a table out. I've even written notes. I've written notes before on scraps of paper, and then I've lost them, haven't I? Or I haven't written on the top what they were for. You know? So this time I'm writing it all in a book, and I'm being organised as best I can. It's guesstimates. I measured it out. I looked at the calculator on the internet, and it said, and I thought, oh, I'll do a bit more just in case. Well, I ended up about 50, 60 grams over, and that's to throw it away. But it gives me a guide now to how much to do for the next coat. There's something called a coupling coat that goes on with a thin layer of matting, and then I've got to get some tooling resins, and I've already cut up the matting for all the panel, so then I can get on and do the other flanges. When that bit's done, I'll take that off, and then I can do the next parts, and then it's going to have to be like a bolt together kit sort of thing. I'm only making these moulds for that car there because it took me ages to find these, and I managed to find them cheap during COVID and lockdown and stuff. These sort of like carbon fibre ones, they can be like 6-7 grand. But I got it cheap, and I thought, like when I put the UR size arches on, if one ever gets damaged, can I get a single one, or am I going to have to buy full kit? So that's like the dilemma. I taught myself fiberglass mould making, and I decided this is what I'm going to do for my cars. These aren't works cars. I'm going to make the moulds. Then if I ever have an accident and I need to replace a part, I can just come in and put my mask on and do it and replace it. And then I had a daft idea, I'll make a wide arch S2. It's the first sort of trial, and I don't like it, so I'm going to do it again in steel, and then get it all smoothed and painted, and I'll take moulds off that one, get rid of all that, and then just put the fiberglass ones on. It's not a prior copy, honest. There's the other panel that have been done. Still waiting on a few more bits. Rear parcel shelf as well, but it's lovely and smooth. I'm still going to wax it. I've waxed the other wing, and then once it's waxed, it'll help release a bit easier. Got some wood for bracing because it's quite a big panel. I think it'll flex a bit otherwise. You have to give them quite a bit of a hammering when you take the finished product out of the moulds. So you have to make sure the moulds are strong enough. But I've had good advice off Ben, one of the relations from next door. at the paint shop, and he's told me how to do lots of things. And then there's been some good advice from the suppliers, but I'm not naming the suppliers because they haven't sponsored me yet. I might ask them this week. And then there's another different supplier that says I can advertise with them, but I'm not going to advertise with them because these are for me. Right, best get on and do a bit more. Well, I might do MG because it's cold still. What temperature is it? Yeah, not sure. Not quite warm enough yet for fiberglassing. Probably wait till this afternoon. We're in September, mid-September. I really should be back at school. Yesterday it got up to about 23, 24 degrees. It was quite nice and warm in here, so I'm hoping this is dried. But mornings it was pretty cold. I've got my hat on again. Right, I might as well go now. Drop.